What's good, ladies and gentlemen? M Hunter Era back again with another video, another discussion video. And today's question is Ryan Day's days numbered? Try to say that 3 times fast. So before we get into why we bring up the question, let's get into who is Ryan Day, like where did he start at and how did he get to Ohio State? All right, so first off, he did start up like playing wise. He played in New Hampshire, which is his birth state as well. He played quarterback and linebacker. So after his career was up, he didn't go and play NFL. He ended up becoming a tight end coach at the school he just finished at. And then he went on to be a graduate assistant from 2003 to 2004 at Boston College, and then another grad assistant at Georgia. 2006, he went off to be a wide receiver coach at Temple. And then he continued that role from 2007 to 2011 at Boston College. And then he goes back to Temple the next year as the offensive coordinator and wide receiver coach. But then he goes back to Boston College and he is the offensive coordinator and quarterback coach from 2013 to 2014. So now, after college, he gets a shot at the NFL and he becomes a quarterback coach for the Philadelphia Eagles in 2015. And I never noticed him at all on the field. I mean, they usually don't show position coaches like that. They mostly show the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and head coach. They don't really show, the position coaches like that. They might mention them once or twice, but that's about it. He then goes off to be quarterback coach for the San Francisco 49ers as well in 2016. In 2017, he replaces the offensive coordinator at Ohio State. Um, he then stays at Ohio State from 2017 to till now, right? He started out as a co offensive coordinator and quarterback coach. Then the next year, 2018, the you know iconic infamous year of Urban Meyer, which this was Urban Meyer's last year. Urban Meyer had got placed on administrative leave and then basically had to retire. Basically, it was either retire or get fired. He ended up getting forced to retire due to domestic violence accusations that was brought on another coach, and they're trying to say that Urban Meyer knew about it and didn't do anything about it. So Ryan Day had to finish off the season. It was like 3 games. He had to finish it off, and as the head coach, uh, he ended up going 3-0 and winning the Rose Bowl as well. So in 2019, Ohio State brings him on as a full time head coach, which is good. They ended up going 12-0, and they won the Big Ten, East Division, and the Big Ten period with the win over Penn State. I mean, so with a win over Wisconsin. They then go on and play in the college football playoffs, and they lost to Clemson. If you remember, that's the one where they had that infamous call, I think on the post route or something, down the middle of the field towards towards the end zone that Ohio State was defending, and the call went Clemson's way, and it just led to Ohio State losing the game. So then next year, 2020, you know, um, 2020, the COVID year, they ended up going 7-1. Remember, they had shortened up the season. But some teams played 8 games, some teams played less. They ended up going 7-1 and ended up going 5-0 in the conference and winning the conference that year as well. They went on to win the Sugar Bowl, right, against the Clemson team that had beat them. But then they ran into a buzzsaw in Alabama and got stomped by 28 points. So, I mean, it's Alabama. It's Nick Saban, 2021, they ended up going 11-2 and 8-1 in the conference. They had a tiebreaker with Michigan, and of course, they always play Michigan last at the end of the season. And Michigan won, so they also won the tiebreaker. But Ryan Day ended up. So they go to the Rose Bowl and beat Utah in the 2022 Rose Bowl. They ended up beating Utah. And then, I'm sorry, 21. They ended up beating Utah. 2021, they ended up beating Utah. In 22, they lost in the Peach Bowl after going 11-2. And then they lost in the Cotton Bowl. In 2023, to Missouri. That, honestly, that was probably one of the worst bowl games that I ever watched, because I think Missouri's starting quarterback got hurt and whatever, so they had to play with their backup QB, and I just didn't understand how you would lose to that type of team. Also, now we're here at the reason why, or for the topic. Is Ryan Day's number? This man has lost 4 straight games to Michigan. Now, when you go to Ohio State, the only things that matter, it don't matter what sport it is, it's national championships and beat Michigan. That's the only thing, especially in football, is win national championships and beat Michigan. The last 4 years, they have not been able to beat Michigan. Now, last year, Michigan was definitely on a mission. I don't think anybody in the country was going to beat that Michigan team. But this Michigan team that they just played, they went through 3 quarterbacks this whole season, so they're not even sure of who their quarterback really is. Their running backs aren't running the ball like Donovan Edwards was not running the ball how he was in the college football playoffs. Mullins, I mean, he looked pretty decent, but he wasn't somebody who really stood out. Will Johnson did not play due to injury. And he's arguably the best DB in the nation. Loveland, who is arguably top 5 tight end in the nation, did not play as well. And there was probably some other people who didn't play, but without those two and without a stable quarterback, it's And you got your whole team. You got your 4 receivers. You got your 2 monster running backs. You got your defensive line that is absolutely nuts. You got your DBs. Like, you got everybody, and y'all still end up losing by 3 points. Now, you know what they say about arch rivalries. Just throw the records out, throw everything out. It's just basically wipe your mind and let them play, because rivalry games bring out things out of people that you never seen before. You know, but it's like that game was meant for y'all to win. Y'all could have been in the Big Ten championship, get your rematch against Oregon, and try to avenge your loss, the only loss y'all have of the season, and then get the number 1 seed and have everything basically go through y'all. But y'all not really moving the ball against Michigan. Y'all look really stale and couldn't stop the run game that they were hitting y'all with. And that's so Ryan Day's overall record is 66-10. Right? His bowl record is 2-4. His tournament record, college football playoffs, is 1-3. And his record against Michigan is 1-4. Against what is it? Against top 10 teams, right? He is 12-8. Against top 5 teams, he is now 4-6. Losing records against top 5 teams, barely over 500 against top 10 teams, and definitely under 500 against, you're actually under 20, well, at 20% on, because they're 1-4. Yeah, you're at 20% against your arch rivals. But the AD, Bajort, sorry if I pronounce Ross. Let's just call him Ross. That's his first name. He says there's a lot of stability across the board within the program. We're always in the top 5 under his leadership. We're right there. We need to focus on the college football playoffs and making a strong run. We have a ton to play for. So basically, he's all in on Ryan Day. I don't think the fans are all in on Ryan Day. I myself is not all in on Ryan Day. I'll tell you what, since you're going to give him, since you're going to place all this faith in him and whatnot, I feel like, one, it depends on what he does this season, how they finish the season. If they are a first round exit, he is definitely in the hot seat. If they get to like the second round, matter of fact, if they don't win it all, right? If they don't, if they need to get a bowl game, they need to win a bowl game this season. I don't know who they're going to play against, but they need to win a bowl game this season, because they're going to host. They're most likely going to host the first round, right? They're most likely going to host the first round. So in the second round, they get a bowl game against one of the top 4 teams, and they need to win that bowl game. And then when you get to the national championship, you got to win it. You have to win it. If he wins it, he's not in the hot seat. But if they lose it, or if you lose in the second round or in the first round, he's in the hot seat. And then if they win all these games and lose to Michigan again, he loses to Michigan for a 5th year in a row, y'all really got to get him out of there. Y'all got to get him out of there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's just my train of thought. But who am I? I'm just a man with an opinion. But if you like the video, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Follow me on Twitch. All the links are in the description. And I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out.